Hey you guys, I just thought I'd pop on here for a second and shoot a quick video since I am presently waiting for the airbrush tan I got today to dry, well, to be able to take a shower. So I've never had an airbrush tan before, but I have to say I've had a Mystic tan, the booth tan, and I enjoyed the airbrush tan so much better because the lady that did it, she owns Fiji Tan Salon here in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. So if you're ever out this way, you should definitely stop. It's a full service. I have one of her brochures somewhere. It's a full service salon. They have oxygen, they have red light therapy, they have a lot of saunas, they have an esthetician there, hair waxing person. They have clothing, they have complimentary foot massagers while you wait. They have regular tanning beds and stand-up tanning beds and all kind of stuff. So I wanted to try the airbrush tan, and I went ahead and went with the rapid dry, or rapid, I guess, I don't know how to put it. Anyways, it's faster than the regular spray tan. So the regular spray tan, you can't take a shower for 8 hours. This spray tan, sorry, my chicken's done. This spray tan, you can actually shower in 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. So anyways, my whole point of that was, if you're in Jacksonville Beach, go check her out. Fiji Tan, it's great pricing. Packages are wonderfully priced, and the owner is always there, so she's very kind, very informative. The girls are sweet that work there. So check that out if you're ever in Jacksonville, Florida for vacation, or if you live here, come and check it out. Okay, so I have nothing else to do except for eat, which I'm going to do that in a minute. I have a grilled chicken in there, which I made last night, and I'm going to go ahead and eat that for my supper. Nick's currently at work, so I'll have to make him something when he gets off work. He took some of the chicken with him too. We just marinated it in a marinade sauce called Pirate's Gold. It's in a bottle in Publix or your local grocery store will have it. It makes chicken, steak, anything taste so good. Oh my goodness. Try it. Seriously. And I just marinated it for like an hour because I was in a rush last night when I made it. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about how you're dealing with things through the grieving process if you are quarantined or because of COVID-19. If you are having to stay home, not work, or working from home, and you're dealing with grief, the death of a child, a lost loved one. Mainly I know about the death of my child, so I can really speak to that point. And I don't think, not to lessen the severity of grief of anyone, but I don't think there's any stronger grief than a parent losing a child, no matter how it happens. For those of you who haven't watched my other videos on my channel, my 14-year-old son passed away. September will be 2 years ago. He had osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer. We found out when he was at stage 4. He lived 10 months after diagnosis. We tried everything, including experimental chemo, but he did pass away. And even though it's been 2 years, I will tell you that I think it's almost different for everybody always, but there are similarities that people say, yeah, it's like that for me too. So I want to share some things. I feel like, number one, people will say it'll get better. No, it doesn't get better. Please don't say that to people that have lost a child or a loved one. It doesn't get better, it changes. And I apologize, my microwave goes off every 3 minutes if I don't remove the food, so I will go in there and do that in a minute, but I want to make this little short video first. So, it changes. I would say I was so upset and depressed and cried every day the first year, because you go through all these emotions, like you miss them so terribly much. It's like you wake up expecting to be with your child, and then the reality sets in, and then that crushes you for the rest of the day, week, month, year, lifetime. And it's very strong in the beginning because you're just getting used to your new life, because your life will never be the same again. And that's okay. And I'll tell you more about that in this series when I'm doing this, but I hope it'll help somebody with what I've been through and what I've learned on my journey. Ooh, it's gonna storm. I'm in Florida, so it'll rain for 5 minutes and it'll be done. But yeah, so the second thing is it changes in that I think the second year has been worse for me than the first year. The first year, it was almost like I expected to cry, I expected to miss him. I did cry every day. I couldn't get up in the morning, couldn't get out of bed. I slept on my couch for a year. I wouldn't sleep in my room because it reminded me of him crawling up in my bed. They even got a new bed, but that was me the first year. I was going through the adjustment of creating this new life without one of my children in it. And the second year, I think I had started to realize and be in some sort of a routine that didn't include him, other than me setting aside time to grieve and to think about him. And I'll tell you about that in another video I'm going to do, about how you need to set aside time to feel the things you need to feel. Because if you don't, they're going to smack you in the face when you're in the car. They're going to do that anyways, but it helps if you set aside time every day of your life to remember, cherish, and celebrate that child and the memories that you have, little or small. But that'll be another video. I'll explain how I do that now. But yeah, the second year for me has been different, and I'm making it through, but it's not any easier than the first year. It's just different. So what I would say is, if you're freshly grieving, which means you have just lost your child within the last couple days, weeks, months, this is your first year, I would say feel everything that you feel. And hopefully you'll have a good support system. If you don't, I'm here. I answer all of my DMs, all of my messages. I'm just a message away. I'm on Instagram as well. I'll link all the links in my description, so you can get a hold of me. But have a good support group. You know, if you can't get out of bed or you have to sleep on your couch, do it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do that, or you're going to have to deal with it, or it's not okay for you to sleep on your couch for a year. You do what you do what you have to do, and it's okay, because everybody deals with it differently. As long as you're dealing with it, as long as you're here on the earth dealing with it, and you're not thinking of dying to be with that child. And I know that's easy for me to say because I have another child that I'm here on this earth for. However, if you don't have a husband, if you don't have another child, I mean, you have a purpose, because God would not let you be here without your child, without there being a purpose. I firmly believe that. And believe me, I struggled with God, was angry with God, but God did not take my child away. That was a pure evil. And going through COVID and everything, this was the whole point of the video. I want you to reflect a lot, if you can. If you're in quarantine or you're detached from people, go ahead and do things like sit down and write in your journal about your child. Write your journal as though you're introducing the world to this wonderful human being. Even if you only had your child for a year or 3 days, it doesn't matter, because you had the child growing within you at one point, or you adopted the child and you had the child. It doesn't matter. Journal your feelings, and also as if you were telling me about this wonderful child of yours, that he liked a certain kind of ice cream, that he could dance, he could sing, music always made him move. That was my kid. Walk into a restaurant, music playing, he couldn't stand it. It was just like, it was the key in the ignition. But yeah, just do that, and maybe take some time to, if you can, now I'm still having trouble looking at pictures, but make some collages, make some, some pictures, albums, if people still do albums. I mean, everything's digital now, but, do something for yourself along those lines. If you can't do that, because I understand if you can't do that, then try to go ahead and do some things like this. Make a video, just for you, if you don't want to post it on YouTube, just take some time and read some literature from other people that have lost children. I know there are experts that are doctors and psychiatrists and everything, but for me personally, unless you've lost a child, I have a hard time listening to you and relating, because you can be trained on anything, but there's nothing like the emotional detachment of having your child pass away. So I would rather read books and articles and stories from people who actually have been through what I've been through and are speaking from experience, which is why I'm making this video for you. So my point is, if you're quarantined, don't let this be an awful experience, because it can be a good one. If you're at home more and you don't have any other children, and you don't have a husband or a spouse or a boyfriend or anything, you're all alone, you don't have a support system, maybe you don't have any family other than your child, you didn't have any, get a dog, get a cat. Seriously, my cats are honestly one of the best parts of my day, and they keep you in a routine as well, because they have to be fed, dogs have to be walked, cats, you have to do their litter box, and they all require some love, and you have love to give that you were giving to your child, and now it has nowhere to go unless you give it to someone. So, volunteer places if you can. I cannot volunteer if it has to do with children. I'm not there yet. I can't. It still hurts me. I can't be around children as much as I would prefer to, and that's okay, because I haven't gotten there yet. Volunteer at the Humane Society if you don't want to take on the responsibility of a pet, or you can't for some reason. Volunteer. There's a lot of shelters that could use volunteers, and you will remember, actually I should say, how much it feels to give love to anything, a human being, a pet. The world is full of creatures like you and me and animals that crave love, and so that's what you got to do, and get the love out there, because I don't see this coronavirus going anywhere. We're limited. We have to mask up now, which brings a lot of bad memories back from being in the hospital with Christian before all this happened, and I hated wearing the mask. I hated seeing all the children in Wolfson's and the cancer ward with masks on, but it was a necessary thing. So yeah, it's hard for all of us, but let's just try to make the best of it. And like I said, if you are someone who doesn't have any support group or support people in your life, I am here. I'm always here to talk to you. And if you have any suggestions on what you're doing I'd love to see them in the comments. If you are new to this channel, I just started it, so probably most of you will be new. Go ahead and subscribe. I'm not usually rambling like this. I do tend to do that though, but I just, have to get my thoughts out there while they're in my head. So if you like this channel, I hope you give it a thumbs up. It's hard to give a thumbs up to a grief video, but you know what I mean. If it helped you at all, or you got any kind of message from this, that's what my hope is. It's completely free. Not making any money off of these videos, so I just want to help who I can help. So if you can reach out to me if you need help, I'd be more than happy to. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this because it got considerably long and I'm rambling now. So anyways, subscribe, like this video, give it a thumbs up, message me if you need to talk to someone. Here for you, and yeah, so have a great day. Peace.